Hi everyone, I am JoAnn Pine, Vice President of Engagement. I have a story I'd like to share with you. On the evening of Back to Shul at Temple Shalom, I was the person who was going to go up on the bima and give the announcements. But the word Shul was so powerful to me that I couldn't let it go because the memory of that word brought me back well over 60 years to the time when my grandpa Philip always went to Shul. On the event of a High Holy Day, my entire family would wait outside the Shul, and they would always send a representative inside to tell Grandpa Philip that we were waiting. The representative was always me. I remember opening the door to the Shul and thinking it was the biggest place I had ever seen. And I knew that I had to walk down the long aisle to find Grandpa Philip, because just like so many of you, he was traditional. He always sat pretty much in the same place, the right-hand side, third row, at the end. As I walked down this endless, long walk, people would stop and talk to me, but I didn't hear any of them. I was always focused on finding Grandpa Philip. When I saw the back of his head, I knew I was home free. When I arrived at his side, I would say every single year, "Boo!" And without taking a breath, Grandpa Philip would say to me, "Shana Maidala, how did you ever find me?" It is such a vivid and beautiful memory for me that I wanted to share it this evening. But it wasn't the reason that I was asked to stand on the bima and to speak. I just felt it was the appropriate conduit for what I truly needed to share. My grandfather had a wonderful experience at his shul. I remember as we exited the shul, he would say, Joel, come over here. Do you see my little granddaughter, JoAnn? You see how much she's grown?" Of course, as you all know, I never did grow. Or he would say, Harry, JoAnn, Harry's new here. He comes all the way from Queens to Brooklyn because we have such a great rabbi. And I would think, wow, isn't that an amazing trip? And we would continue down the aisle until we got to the outside where he would greet his family. This is what I know. Grandpa Philip loved belonging. He loved making friends of strangers. He loved the community that surrounded him, the Jewish community. And the reason I was asked to speak is because I love my Jewish community too. I love all the things that are parallel, the continuation of our Jewish opportunities for not only my generation, but other generations. We are blessed. We too have an extraordinary rabbi whose wit and wisdom are so well respected, and a cantor whose voice comes from nothing less than his soul. Our religious school director, Michael Molaski, and his team are growing our religious school. We recently hired 3 new teachers. Amazing. All of this takes money. And I know from personal experience that our tuitions are as low as we can make them. And I know from personal experience that a High Holy Day appeal can be not as pleasant to some as to others. So this is what I am asking. If you have already given to our High Holy appeal, thank you. Please consider giving more. And if you have given to the best of your ability, thank you. What a generous contribution. But if you have yet to give to our High Holy Day appeal, I'm asking you to continue the tradition of allowing our temple to grow and to survive and to meet our budgetary requirements so that perhaps one day a little one will walk down the aisle at Temple Shalom, find their grandpa and say, "Boo," and you can respond without reservation, "Shana Maidala, how in the world did you ever find me?"